Waiting for Greg to make a 30-minute video on this. I mean, frankly, I could make a Netflix documentary. I could literally make a video on just the comments, and I'm talking about multiple videos, or a video about the video itself, a video just about Hussein, about Julian. Coach Greg in today's video addressing the controversy with Jeff Nippard, the fake natties, all of it. I can't believe the comments that I'm reading. It's gone viral. Almost 1 million views in under a day just talking about fake natties. Greg Doucette is already recording a video about this. Jeff continues to progressively overload our patience. A lot of 1 in a billion guys on the internet earning money selling that they are natty. Waiting for Greg to make a 30-minute video on this. It's unbelievable how much people care if people are natural or not. I personally don't care if somebody is natural or not. All I care is if they're being honest. Here's the problem. How do you know if they're being honest? Hussein Farhat, he says he's 100% natural. Julian, same thing. You test them, no notice, twice, 3 times, passes every time, they're lying. And so the only way Julian or Hussein could be liked by the population is if they lied and said, we're actually on steroids. If they said that, people would love them. Would that make it better? Because they would then have to be lying to themselves. And so there is going to be some lying going on. There's nothing we could do. I can't prove that Julian or Hussein didn't take steroids or MK677 years ago and that they stopped right now. And that's why they're passing the test. I can't do it. And you can't prove that he did. And so what really is the point? I'm going to tell you what the point is. Some people out there have exquisite genetics. They're very rare. Genetics is on a bell curve. Some people have more extreme genetics than others. You can say Julian's genetics, they suck. When you look at his before photo, it wasn't impressive at all. Hussein's physique before he started training, it wasn't impressive at all. It might have even been below average. Who knows? That's the whole point. Not many people can go and do a transformation like Hussein, especially when they started with below average looking physique. That's why I said 1 in a million. If I took a 1 million kids, let's call it age 16, and I hand-picked them. All of you guys have shitty ass looking genetics. You have no muscle mass, you're skinny, whatever. And then said, I want you to train before and after photos. And all of them, somehow we have billions of dollars to test them, drug tested the entire way. Do you think that 1 out of that million could make a transformation as impressive as Hussein? I'm almost certain. The catabolic twig, he wrote a comment. His main comment, the main part, I don't have time to read the whole thing, it's a novel. Hey, Jeff, just a quick note about the Hussein part. He actually made pretty much all of his gains in his first 18 months of training. That is his main contention, that Hussein, he basically just made all his gains in the first 18 months. It's a 1.5 years of training and hasn't made any progress ever since. And so that being the case, he must have took steroids, SARM, something to give him that advantage. And since that time, he's just trained naturally and managed to keep all of those gains. I thought about it and I steelman argued it. I made a video about it. And so this is what I believe. Hussein has continued to make progress. He actually has posted his transformation, his weight, talked about this. And I even asked him and he said, I don't know why anyone isn't talking about what I actually posted. After 18 months, he had managed to go up to 165 pounds. He's 185 now. And so when you say he made all of his gains, he started at 61 or 62 kilograms. Let's call it 135 pounds. He's 5'11" and a half. He's 135 pounds. A 1.5 years later, he's 165 pounds. That's 30 pounds bigger. Are you with me? A 1.5 years later after that, 3 years into it, he's now 185 pounds. And so he's 50 pounds bigger. If he'd made all of his gains in the first 1.5 years, would he not have been 185 a 1.5 years ago? And so I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Is it possible that he did that? I mean, yes, I would say there is in fact 1 in a million chance. It's possible that he took steroids for the first 1.5 years and then he's just one of those guys who has great genetics and was able to keep all of those gains, all the strength, all of it. And so let's learn from Jeff. He did a research, and so let's actually go over the video. Is it possible to put on muscle at this level, at this rate? And by possible, mean 1 in a million. You have to understand that the world is a very big place. If you just sample, say, 100 guys, Maybe one could do it, but probably not. But if you allowed 1 million people the opportunity to go from having a below average looking physique and training for a couple of years, one or two of them, they're really going to stand out. And if they all posted a before and after transformation on YouTube, which do you think the algorithm would show you? Which guy or girl do you think I would do a video on? Probably the one that transformed the most. That person probably put on 50 pounds of muscle in a year or two. The freakiest people with the most amazing transformations, they're the ones that you're going to see. But he doesn't show the other 999,998 people who did not gain all that weight. There's probably 2 people in that group that didn't gain any muscle. They trained for 2 years and they got smaller. I bet hundreds trained for 2 years and got smaller. You went to the gym steady and you trained and you didn't make any transformation whatsoever. You look the same. You look worse. Lots. Now, this is perhaps going to blow your mind. Change that million to 100 million. The world is a big place. 100 million people are working out. Could 2 out of 100 million have put on 50 pounds? Or let's call it 70 pounds. Probably. If the population sample size is big enough, we're going to find the freaks of the freaks. Somebody probably at age 19 grew a foot. Somebody probably shrank. Somebody probably went from failing in grade 10 to having the highest average in grade 12. Almost sounds like Coach Greg. It's possible.
Most people try to figure out if someone is natural or not by looking at them. If they're below the line, they're natty. If they're above the line, they're not. But the problem is, people draw that line in very different places.
Exactly. And so is it possible that Will Tennyson used steroids when he was 16 and stopped and he's not taking them right now? Anything's possible. Is it possible that Jeff Nippard did the same thing? Anything's possible. Is it possible Jeff Nippard took steroids 6 months ago and stopped? Yes. I don't believe so. I choose to believe that they're actually natural. You can believe they're all liars, they're all lying to us, or you can believe that they're not. It's your choice. But just looking at people, the eyeball test, it's going to get it right perhaps 99% of the time. High chance. But once in a while, 1% of the time, you're going to get it wrong. And so if you line up 100 Julians and 100 Husseins, and you say they're a fake natty, you're probably right 99% of the time. But sometimes you're not. Jeff, you stood next to a couple guys who had made more gains in 2 years than you did in 20. Did you guys all see Jeff Nippard as a teenager? Did you see how good he looked? Do you realize that Jeff Nippard most likely would beat Hussein and Julian in a bodybuilding competition? Not based on size. Jeff is not very tall, but based on shape, muscle density, the separation of the muscle, conditioning, and balance. You can't just say they look better, they're bigger. Jeff is actually a champion bodybuilder. He's already won the competition. Julian, he's never competed. And Hussein, although a great upper body, he lacks the leg development to have the balance. How many of you think Jeff Nippard was natural right here? I bet you don't believe him because you looked at him and thought, that's a lot of muscle. Does he look bigger here than he does right now? Could it be great lighting? He's got a pump. He's actually lifting a weight. He's straining. And so he looks like a fake natty. This is him during a powerlifting competition. How many people look like that while powerlifting? Perhaps, 1 in a million? I don't know. It's a very low amount. But yet he's natural. Or you can believe that he's not.
Fake natural epidemic is getting worse.
Never played a sport in his life and then just blew up like an IFBB pro. That's how that works.
How many IFBB pros are 5'11" and a half and 185? Just for context, Urs Kalesensky is 5'11" and a half, and in his off season, he's 270. Sam Sulek right now is 5'11", and he's 260 plus. When Chris Bumstead was 18, which is multiple years younger than Hussein, he was 200 plus pounds on stage. Hussein was 166. Some of these numbers aren't sinking in, and so you're judging Hussein as being a fake natty based on photos that have special tint, lighting, camera angles, a pump, and he has an incredibly small waist. Why do you think he wears pants in these photos? And so the plan is, we want you to think he's a fake natty. Don't you, watching this right now, if you could, don't you wish that everyone accused you of being a fake natty? Close your eyes and imagine it. Your physique looks so good that people walk up to you and say, are you on steroids? Are you on SARMs? Isn't that what you want? Hussein has what he wants. Julian has what he wants. And so although It's probably not the most fun thing in the world to read hate comments calling you a liar. It's in fact what they want. If everyone looked at me and said, Coach Greg, you're clearly not on HRT. There's no way you're on Turk Platinum. Certainly not Turk Builder Max. There's no way that you work out. I would be like, well, that sucks. I train so hard. Yet I'm winning bike races. I'm going to the gym twice a week. And so the speculation is there's no way Greg at almost 50 can look like that only on 140 milligrams of test a week, while only taking his supplements. He's a lying piece of shit, scumbag, loser. And we as a society, all we care about is that you're honest. And so Greg, be honest. Tell us, how much test are you actually on? How much tren? How many IUs of growth hormone? 140 milligrams of test a week, none of the rest. We don't like you, Greg, because you're not being honest. Okay, so if I said I'm on 500 milligrams of test and 3 IUs of growth hormone, would you then like me? Because then you would believe me? Well, I would have to lie to myself and to you to make that a reality.